Hello. How's it going today? Just getting back from West Virginia, so I'm trying to get everything back organized and going for next week. Hey Larry, doing pretty good. I'm just trying to get things organized for next week. This week, I did a little cleanup job today. Tomorrow I'm working at the farm, and then I'm doing a pond the rest of the week. How you doing, Larry? Figured I'd give you guys a little update here at some point on what we did over in West Virginia. Thanks for the catch-up comment there, Erod. It's going good, Miller's Power Saw. I'm glad your wrist is getting better, Larry. What's your favorite chainsaw, Miller's? Can't beat the 372 or the 660. Those are probably some of the best saws ever made. Do you port saws too? Hey Mark, how you doing? I know I've had a lot of people recommend the 7310 to me. I think at some point I will try one out. But I just bought a 500i this winter that a Tree Monkey ported for me. He did the 661 too. This is one of my favorite saws when I feel like lugging it around. Show you guys my new skidder. That's the only John Deere I can afford to fix. Huh. That's interesting. I'll have to look around here and see. Hey, Lake Ontario Firewood, how you doing? I do have that Husky 562 that Kirk's Custom Saws ported, and I can tell you one thing, that is a nasty little bugger. How are you doing, Lake Ontario Firewood? Maybe one of these days I'll have to get that down and line it up against the 562. I'm in Western New York. I'm about an hour from Buffalo and an hour from Pennsylvania. Oh my gosh, $2,000 Canadian for a 7310. That's insane. I don't know what that equates to in US dollars, but I bought the new 500i, I want to say January. Yeah, it was January, and I paid $1,500 for it out the door. Hi, Jennifer. And then the 661, when I bought that, I want to say that was around 1,200. It's amazing how much saws have went up. I've heard of Steuben counties, but not Chemung. Hi. Well, thanks. I just wanted to answer some of the questions that you guys have asked, and quite a few have been asking me how many jobs I've been working right now, and if you include my cleanup jobs, I've been working 3 jobs total, not including the farm. But the farm's usually like once a month for a couple of days or 3 days. But I'm doing 2 logging jobs right now. I'm using tiny skidder on one, and I got my skidder on another job, but that's almost done, thankfully. And then I'm gonna be doing a little land clearing with that. And then once I finish that up, I'm gonna move it to where Tiny's skidder is, so Tiny can get skidder back. I've been up towards Watkins Glen. Back when I was paving the roads, we did quite a bit of work up there. The ticks. Some people say that they're really bad, but I have never had a tick on me. Well, implanted on me, anyways. But it was last year. I went to look at a cleanup job, and I got out of the woods, and I had about 30 ticks on my pants, and got them all off. But I haven't noticed any on me this year. Yeah, too many. And then another question is, how do I get my jobs? And generally, it's word of mouth. Family's doing great. Actually, my wife just brought out a little question sheet for me. We just got back from West Virginia, though, so we're kind of trying to get back into the swing of things. And we were down there for a week on a mission trip that my wife and I lead for our church. Hey, Matthew. Yeah, we met quite a few really nice people down there. It was a great time. I always have a wonderful time serving others. It was a real good time there, Maple Farmer. You probably enjoy watching me cut down all your maple trees. But no, any chance I can get to serve people, I usually jump on it when I can. So it's kind of tough around here being self-employed. No, we weren't doing flood cleanup. That was about 2 hours away from us. It's where there's a lot of flooding. But we were helping out more elderly people. We're doing wheelchair ramps. We did a deck for someone. There's a vet that had a tree fall through his house a couple weeks ago, or I shouldn't say, it was a couple years ago, I meant. And we put all new drywall up for him in there. But every time I see a disaster, like the flood in Texas or tornadoes or hurricanes or whatever, I always want to go help. I can't yet though. I'm not at that point. You shed a little tear when you see me cutting them down. Oh man. Thanks, Alan, for subscribing. Hey, Ron, how you doing? Hi, Connie. But yeah, the week was a lot of work though, and so we got home Saturday and Sunday. I pretty much just laid around and made sure the chair didn't run away. It was pretty well whooped, and I still kind of have a little bit of jet lag today, but I was able to get another cleanup done. So, how are you doing, Ron? No, I'm not a member of Buckin's channel yet. I thought about it. I probably should. At some point, I hope me and Buckin can cut some trees together. Hey, Brandon. It was a spur of the moment thing. Kind of going out of my comfort zone by a lot, so. Oh, I'm sure it is. His videos are awesome. I'm sure seeing all the back scenes and everything else from Buckin's even better. Yeah, it's the only one I can afford to fix. My dad got it for me at a yard sale, so I figured it looked pretty good up here on the wall. What do you guys think? Well, I'm sure me and Buckin can probably share some wisdom, and I can probably learn a lot more from his wisdom than he can learn from mine. Oh, no kidding. That's pretty funny. Who knows? Maybe it came from you down to here, and my dad picked it up. Yeah, I'm not very good talking to the camera. Oh, yeah, this one's not broken in half yet, so. Oh, that's pretty cool, building a Lego John Deere skidder. Hey, Steve, how you doing? Well, we had a great time with you. If you guys haven't checked out Sawdust and Sweat yet, I definitely recommend checking Steve's channel out. We got a couple videos together, and one of them's about chainsaw sharpening, and there's another one coming up that I'm not going to tell you guys about yet. Yeah, I don't have the gift of the gab yet. Yeah. Well, you had me talking quite a bit. You kept on asking too many questions. I hand file all my chains, and if you want, uh, when Steve met us in West Virginia, he did a video of me sharpening one of his saws, and he asked me a whole bunch of questions, and I explain it the best I can. A lot of it practice. The size axe I'm using, I I think it's like a 2.5 pound steel. It's a steel axe. I think it's like their wedge banger axe. It has like the metal shank over the wood, so when I miss, I don't break the handle because I miss quite a bit. So wife's doing really good. She's going in for treatment tomorrow, but she it was probably about 3 4 weeks ago. I don't know if I shared it or not, but we went in to meet the surgeon, and the surgeon was amazed at how well the PET scans looked and all the other scans, and they are definitely not doing surgery, but she's overly impressed with everything and how well it's going. So that'd be great, Lake Ontario. One of these times I'll either get her in a video or get her on live stream. We'll see. How do you sharpen your chains, Lake Ontario? Hey, you got that right, Brandon. It's I must say it's a difficult thing to not be in control of a situation and have to put it in God's hands sometimes, something like that. I've been logging since 2020, I believe. 2019 or 2020, I can't remember. I started out part-time logging for a local guy around here. But I grew up in the woods with my grandpa. We did a lot of firewood. He taught me a lot on management. What I normally do in the mornings before I go in the woods, I usually do it more for mosquitoes, but I've never had a tick crawl on me neither. I take a little bit of gas and I put it around my ankles on my boots, and I put a little bit on my gloves. The chainsaw gas, that is. And I don't have mosquitoes bothering me. I don't have flies bothering me. I haven't seen any ticks crawling on me. Yeah, hand filing can be a little tough getting used to. And let me grab something real quick. I'll be right back. Believe it or not, when I was learning how to hand file, it took me a long time to learn how to free file with just a file. I do it every once in a while, and then my chains will get all crazy. But this steel gauge here for filing is what saved my butt a lot. And this is a 325. This is for a 325 pitch chain here. But that's why it looks so new. Never used it. But that helped me out a lot because I used to undermine the gullet too much. Oh, that's pretty cool. I want to find a timberjack one as well. I've tried grinders, and I've had people grind chains for me as well. And I've never really messed around with a square ground, but I've never had good luck with a grinder or having my chains ground. They don't cut nearly as well as I like them to. But maybe that's because the people that's done it for me don't know how to tune them in, or I don't know. I've never messed with them enough to say, so. Yeah, Buck can make some awesome videos on sharpening. Yeah, if I use a 2-in-1 902 would be all over me. Huh. I'm gonna make sure I tell 902 about you using a 2-in-1. Oh, nice. So when I first started out, the first skidder I ran was a 238, which is the one I have now. And then my buddy there, he also had a 240A with a Cummins in it, but I was never a big fan of that one. I had the big, huge, fat tires on it, and it was like driving a boat through the woods. You had to plan your turn about 16 miles before you actually turned. Yeah, I'd recommend it for you, Lake Ontario Firewood. The 2-in-1, that's a good file too. It helps you stay true. It doesn't let you undermine the gullet like free filing does, and it does the rakers at the same time. So when I run full skip, it normally comes square ground, and I file the rakers down a little bit, and it cuts really smooth. That is one thing I have noticed, is how smooth the square ground cuts. What's your favorite skidder out of those three, John? 90% of what I cut's hardwood as well, and about 10% softwood, white pine, hemlock. The land clearer I'm doing has a little bit of red pine on it I'm cutting. All right, yeah. So when they sold off all my buddies' equipment, the 240A, I think went to Kentucky somewhere. And then he had a couple of Rotney forwarders that also went, and a Cat 501 harvester. How thick's the bark on that fir up there, Millers? Yeah, that's why I like my 230 with the 453 Detroit in it. I love the way they sound. Tiny's 225 has a 353 in it, but wow, that's insane. 3 inches of bark. No wonder why some of you guys run those dogs that are 3 inches long. 5 inches. Holy smokes. 99% of the trees around here, I wouldn't say the bark's thicker than 1/4 inch. What, my skidder, Brandon? I still don't have stickers out yet. I've been slacking in that department. Yours is still up there. It's pretty lonely up there actually. There's only you and Jeremiah, right? Yeah. Uh, one of these days I'll work on getting some stickers made. Yeah, my email's in the description on my page. It's daveyslogin@gmail.com. I'd be more than happy to get yours, like Ontario, or anyone else for that fact. So I eventually want to get this whole saw filled up with stickers. I think that'd be pretty neat. The only Husqvarna I have is a 562 that uh Kirk's Custom Sauce ported for me. But I ran Husky in the past, and I just never really had much good luck with them. I know I've grew up with my grandpa running Husky, and I've always liked the way steels felt in my hands. Nothing against Husqvarna. I love that little 562 though. I think it's a nasty little booger. I can send you a sign if you want, Kenny. I think I have like 30 of those. Are you guys pretty big in the Husqvarnas up there in Canada? Yeah, Kenny, I'll send you one of those signs. You can figure out a place to hang it up at. Wow, that's pretty impressive. I do have merch. I usually post it to the videos. I don't know, maybe I've been forgetting to lately. Uh, I have a hard time not grabbing a 500i now. The weight they are and the power they put out, especially that Tree Monkey 500. I hardly cut my 661 anymore just because of how powerful that Tree Monkey 500 is. Thanks, Ron. Hope you have a blessed day. Well, when I read your email there, we'll swap addresses, and I'll send you a sign too. Yeah, I don't go much bigger than a 24-inch bar unless I'm cutting a yard tree. I mean, I got a 28 and a 33 as well, and I think I ran a 33 once. But um, I used to only run 20-inch bars, and I've never ran into a tree that I couldn't cut down with a 20-inch bar. You know, you might have to spend a little extra time cutting through the hinge to get the center out and cutting a little bit off the swell of the butt to get all the way through the whole tree. But 24 inches the max I'll go. And when you're doing hardwood, you don't really have a bunch of limbing to do. You probably run the long bars more for limbing, I'm guessing. I don't know how big around your trees get there. We'll be praying for you, Ron. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how many of you guys have seen Ron's comments in my videos, but him and his wife are going through some pretty hard times right now. So, if you guys could just say a prayer for him or best wishes for him, we'd appreciate it. I know he definitely would. Yeah, I don't blame you there, Kenny. Those Husqvarna 550s, those are nasty saws too. I got the chance to try one out when I was in West Virginia, and I could not believe the power those little saws put out. Hey, Steven, I haven't noticed the ticks being bad here, and something funny, I never knew what a trigger was until I was down in West Virginia, and a couple of guys were talking about them down there, and never heard of them. Well, I don't think we have them up around here, so I think that's more of a southern thing. Wow, 5-foot tree. Boy, oh boy. You deal with some serious temper up there. I found a steel 500i with a 24-inch light bar on it. Balance is about perfect. A 500i with a full tank of fuel, which is almost never, doesn't really, what usually balances pretty well. But the 500s like to drink a little bit of gas. I make decent money logging. I've never really been in it for the money though. It's something I love doing, and I don't cut woods to high grade them. I cut them for the future. I cut them for what's going to benefit the landowner the best. I do it per 1,000 board feet or per load. Have you been following that new 564 that's coming out online? Watching any of the videos on it? All three of those, Steven, are nice saws. Lately, I've been running 24-inch, but I've been in some pretty big hardwood as well. But normally I have a 20-inch on. This job, the one job I'm doing right now has some huge hardwood on it, and with hardwood, after so long, they start turning the other way and going bad. But that's what I've been dealing with on the one job. And right now, the spot I'm in, it's about a half an hour skid one way. It's about 20 minutes in and half an hour out. Hey, Michael, how you doing? Yeah, Brandon, they have some. I seen they have some videos of the 564 in action. I'm not. It's hard to tell what a saw does from a video. You once you get it in your hands and feel the torque they have, that's when you know what kind of power head you're holding on to. Is Miller's power saw still here? If you ever decide to get into porting saws, let me know, and I'll do my best to send you one at some point. Then we can put it here on the YouTube channel. I love trying out different people's ported saws. I have Tree Monkeys. I have Rattler's work saws. Mike Mike is his name. I have one from Kirk, Kirk's Custom Saws. He comments on my videos quite a bit, and he puts quite a few shorts up. And if there's one thing I will never do, I will never bash a saw builder or someone else for cutting the way they do, anything. There's no need for it. Yeah, I am too, Brandon. I know they had quite a few issues, the 562 Mark 1s with the crank stuffers in them, but and from what I understood, it sounded like the 592 had some crank issues early on, but I don't know. I don't know if they got that figured out or not. Oh, you do a little bit of farm work too? Gary Buxton makes a heck of a saw, Chad. How'd that 261 of yours wake up? Yeah, there's a lot of people doing hay around here as well. We're doing third cutting for chopping tomorrow at the farm. I'm usually raking or up in the bunk. Yeah, it's I hear you there on the weather. That's the driest it's been over here. That's why I'm gonna tackle a pond coming up here in a couple days. I think I'm either gonna get a 400 or 462 next. Oh, no kidding. The 462s, those are a real nice, light, comfy saw to run too. I had one. I had one for, I don't know, probably about 2, 3 years, and that's when I was only cutting. I wasn't doing anything else. I was just production cutting. I put a lot of timber through that trees, and that was the first gen of the 462, and I did the usual piston slap on. I can't remember what the heck those things are called that were molded up from the crankcase, but it slapped those and blew the saw up. And then I ended up with my first 500i, and I really haven't looked back since. The farm I help out on, it's dairy cows, and they're milking around 600. Oh, wow. You'll love that 562. Though I've really been enjoying the one I got from Kirk there. That saw is probably my favorite saw for limbing and firewood. Oh, no kidding. Holy smokes. What models have you had issues with the steel cranks on? Just curious as all. Is he enjoying it so far, Chad? Oh, I used to have a 441. That was actually the very first professional saw I bought. And I bought that in 2010, I believe, or 11. It was right after I graduated high school. And I I cut with that saw, production cutting. I can't say that was my favorite saw. All right. It's amazing how comfortable that 562 is to run. No, I've never ran a 365. Yeah, I don't blame you, Chad. No, I agree with you. They're not a love saw. Although I never had any issues. I never had any issues with a 441. I had to put a new coil on it. But other than that, it was just basic maintenance. Well, 562, that's a good saw to start them out on. I personally think that 562 handles and controls about 2 times as good as a steel saw. But the 500i, I usually run that Tree Monkey ported. I mean, that saw is pretty much built to rip your arms off, I think. Is that what you like to run, Justin? Justin, as a 365? Yeah, I'm running 20-inch in my 562 also, Chad. I've been running this since 2021, 32 to 1. So the 500i that Mike Shetley ported for me, the fuel economy is really good on that. The 500i that Tree Monkey ported for me isn't so good, but the power is there. One of these days I'm going to get my hands on the 044. I swear those are probably one of the most sought after saws by Steel. Wow. Was yours a Mark 1, Brandon? How do you like that, Mike? Those 372s that are ported up are screaming saws, along with the ported 044s. Do you run 32 to 1, 40 to 1, 50 to 1, Chad? I agree with you, Brandon. The 372 is a very, very, very hard saw to beat. I think at some point I might try out Red Armor. I think it's a little bit cheaper than the Schaefer's is. And it sounds, everyone I talk to has nothing but good to say about it. Has anyone tried that, what's it called? Motor milk or 2-stroke milk? I can't remember what the heck it's called, but I've been seeing a lot about that and they're not, and I'm too afraid to run it. I do the same, Chad. I can't say I disagree with you, Michael. If there's one saw I kicked myself in the butt for selling, I had a 2004 Husqvarna 372 and the thing was like brandy new. And I ended up selling it. Yeah, that's what it is, Mike. Moto milk. ABC, are you saying 50 to 1 you don't want to run it lean because they tend to run leaner with more oil in them unless you adjust the carburetor? Let me grab my old helmet real quick. So this is my old helmet here. That's the Steel X-Vent. The screen thing busted on it, so that's why I ended up getting a new one. But this is the Bluetooth one. And I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I enjoy steel projects, but there's one thing that they could do better. It's make the volume on the earmuffs go louder, because unless you're running a battery powered weed eater, you can hardly hear anything. But I have just a normal X-Vent helmet now with just the normal earmuffs, and I love it. It's nice and light, breathes well. Now, Millers, when you say piped, are you talking just like a normal pipe? Yeah, I see what you're saying, ABC. That can be a sometimes, a little bit of adjustment sometimes. Hey, Jeremiah, how you doing? Yeah, by the time I get to my jobs on most of the roads over here where I live, the gas is plenty shaken up. It's like pothole century around here. That's a little 015, I believe it is. Let me go grab that 562 that Kirk ported for me. He did a beautiful job on that saw. Still here? So Kirk, he dyed the plastics black on it, which is one of the options you can get with them. There's the pipe he does. He also, if you don't want to listen to it, sends you the stock muffler back. And talking to him a little bit about mufflers, because a lot of people on forest, like federal lands or state lands, you got to have the spark arresters in them, and he's doing that now for his ported saws. He's kind of building them like this 661 exhaust here. He's putting the side ports on. This one has a top port on it as well, with the screens in there for the spark arresters. But he'll also send you a pipe if you want as well. Yeah, the Egan's pretty loud, and that's one thing about this as well. It's if you're not wearing ear protection, you're gonna blow your eardrums out. But it's kind of funny. It's when it comes to smaller jobs or limbing or firewood, or just carrying a solid man a dozer, this is the first saw I grab now, just because of how well it runs and how smooth it runs. Yeah, definitely. When did you put an Egan on your 400, Jeremiah? Who ported your saws, Chad? I thought you said you had some ported saws. Was it a Briscoe, I thought you said? Yeah, my 500 Gary Buxton, yeah. That 500 Mike did has the bark box on it. And then the one Tree Monkey did just has an extra port on the side, like he did with my 661 here. Keeps the noise level manageable anyways. Like this 562, I wouldn't want to cut with that all day long every day. It's fun to listen to, you know, just doing firewood or limbing every once in a while, but it gets a little overbearing after a while. So actually, I never really messed around with half skip chains, but I started messing around with those, and half skip is my new favorite chain for felling. I run full skip for bucking on the landing. I hate it for cutting trees down. And I like full comp for cutting trees, but the half skip's really been growing on me the past few months. I'll mail the 562 down to you, Steve. Don't cut your leg off. No. I'm sure we'll be meeting up before too long. Aaron Lynch. I'll have to look. Does he put videos on YouTube, Michael? I think you'd really like the half skip millers. It cuts real smooth, and it cuts as fast, if not faster, as a full comp. I personally think that full skip cuts too slow. I'm gonna have to look up Aaron Lynch and see some of his work. I always enjoy trying out different saws that are ported by different people. It's neat to see how people do their own work and make the work happen. Yeah, I don't know if I'll be oh, don't talk me into a 500i again. I really want to try a 400 out. I have never cut with a 400. It'd have to be ported though. There's not too many people around here that have the 592, and I've ran them before. I'd say they definitely kick the heck out of a 661 stock. I think Buck and Billy Ray just got his 592 back from Ripsaw. Yeah, I haven't watched that video yet, but I'll check it out here at some point. After running the 500s, though, I kind of have a hard time picking up anything bigger than that. For what I do, anyways. Tree service work, I can see where you want to get into the bigger saws for stumping and yard trees. Or you get out west and or up north and start dealing with 5 foot plus trees. Hey, Off Grid, how you doing? How's everything going your way, Jeremiah? I haven't been on YouTube in over a week, just because There, where we were at in West Virginia, there's been hardly any service, so I haven't really been able to keep up with any videos. I was trying to do a little catching up between yesterday and a little bit today, and I just figured I'd go live and say hi to everyone. Hot and rainy, he says. You guys getting a lot of rain there? It's definitely muggy here right now. Better get a bigger sticker board, Kenny. Yeah, the scooters are pretty bad. Next time, try putting a little gas around your gloves. They'll keep them away. Hey, Canadian, how you doing? Yeah. Do you want one, Jeremiah? As of right now, I'm sending 2 of them out. Hi. You want to come say hi?
Yeah.
Say hi.
Hi.
This is my middle child. You don't want to come say hi? Jeremiah says hello. So does Michael. So does Kenny. Kenny says hello, beautiful. Yep, she's our free spirit kid here. Always on the go. Always on a mission. Always laughing and happy and antagonizing everyone. Larry says hello, future logger. You gonna be a logger with me?
Yeah.
Yep. Will says hi too. Hey Will, didn't you send me an email about trees? Hey Emma, can you get me a bottle of water, please?
Yeah.
I got some in my cooler in the back of my truck.
Okay.
Steve says hi too. Oh yeah, Emma. Hey Steve, Emma asked me the other day, when do I get to see Steve and Cheryl again? Yes, they are, Mike. I always look. That's one thing I look forward to every day is coming home to wife and 4 kids. I'll tell Emma when she comes back. She's getting me a bottle of water right now. But hi, Cheryl. How you doing, Tom? You want to show them what you have? Oh. Thank you, Tandy. Yeah. Yeah, we got quite the crew going on over here. 3 girls and a boy. Definitely keeps me a busy man, that's for sure. I usually don't do firewood, Mark. I usually just stick to logging, and I sell pole wood on triaxles for people that want firewood. I do like maybe 50 cord a year for people on the side. I usually do 15, 20 a year for myself. I don't do a lot of firewood. I don't really have the time, and I do just enough for us and some other people. Hey CB, I don't know how to pronounce that. How you doing? How much firewood are you doing on a day, Mark? Oh, that's a bummer. Must be you got it hooked back up to the juice. Wanna come over? Are you gonna run the skidder for me, or are you gonna cut trees?
You know.
You know? Oh, that's nice. Well, the pricing seemed pretty decent. But a lot of it a lot of it depends on the board footage as well. But if he's dealing with tap trees, you know, the first 8 feet, 10 feet of the tree are pretty much going to blocking. He has a market somewhere else for tap butt logs. I don't think you can complain about that very much, especially if you find someone that cuts for the future. Yeah. Where are you gonna find a spare grease monkey at? You hiding over there?
No.
Yeah.
Hi, treat.
Oh, I'll do that. How many of you in here do firewood for like a living?
We're gonna do that. Toes just make a noise.
Kenny does it part-time. How much firewood do you do a year, Kenny? Yeah, she's the one I stuff into the tight spots when I can't reach something. Holy smokes, Millers, you're a busy man. On average, how much firewood do you guys do a year?
What are you doing?
Now, Kenny, do you do more like camp firewood, or do you sell face cords or full cords also?
We're gonna do see this. Yeah. This is not my. This is not my.
Wow,
It's not mine.
7 to 10 there.
This has a hook in it.
Well, you're really busting butt doing all that.
Oh my gosh.
Here we usually do, well, a lot of it depends on the log buyer I use, but sometimes I chase it down right down to 10 inches. Other mills go down to 8 inches if it's clean and straight. But there's also pallet lumber as well, and usually I go from grade logs of pallet lumber to firewood poles after that. But this year has been really tough for pulling firewood poles because it's been so dang wet. I sell it by the triaxle load, and it's usually 25 cord, give or take. But I have a whole bunch laying in the woods along the skid trails. It's just trying to get it out when it's dry, so I don't have landowners cutting up muddy wood. But I sharpen chain. I sharpen chains for some of them, so maybe it's job security. Start sending them muddy wood. How many saws do you have? And you're a busy man, Millers. Give you props. So do you guys burn spruce and fir? No one around here will burn anything softwood for the most part, unless they have an outdoor wood boiler. Holy smokes. That's insane. $375? Is that for like a full cord or just a face cord? I've had a few 390s over the years. Now around here in this area, a face cord, I never sold a full cord, but a face cord usually goes for $70. Most of my customers usually just buy a face cord or two. They don't want a full cord. Virginia logger. That my